That's literally me moment. Picture this: two adults, two full-time jobs, two paychecks hitting the bank every month, and somehow you still feel broke. You're doing everything right. You went to school, you got promoted, you're dual income now. Yet every month feels like a financial treadmill. Bills paid, money gone, repeat. And the scary part? You're earning more money than ever, but you feel less secure than you did years ago. Look, if you've ever asked yourself, how are we making this much money and still stressed about money? This video is for you. Because here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to hear. Two incomes don't make you safer. In many cases, they quietly make you more fragile. And once you see why, you can't unsee it. My name is Ark, and I spend way too much time thinking about why making more money doesn't actually make people more financially secure. If you're someone earning two incomes but still feeling stressed, stretched, and weirdly broke every month, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Now, look, I'm not anti-career, I'm not anti-dual income, and I'm definitely not anti-ambition. But I am anti-financial myths that quietly wreck people's lives while sounding smart on paper. And the two-income myth is one of the most dangerous ones out there. Section 1. The promise of two incomes and why it sounds so good. Here's the promise we were all sold. Two incomes equals more money equals more stability equals less stress. Simple, right? Except that's not how human behavior works. Here's what most people don't realize. Income doesn't determine lifestyle. Expectations do. When households go from one income to two, spending doesn't rise accidentally. It rises strategically. Bigger apartment, nicer cars, daycare instead of flexibility, convenience instead of margin. Not because people are dumb, but because systems adjust to available cash. And once they do, there's no going back without pain. Section 2. The data that should make you uncomfortable. Let's talk numbers. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, households with two full-time earners spend significantly more than single-income households, even after adjusting for income. But here's the part that matters. Dual-income households save a lower percentage of income on average than many single-income households. That's the first red flag. Here's another one. A Federal Reserve survey found that nearly 40% of households earning over $100,000 would struggle to cover a $400 emergency without debt. That includes, you guessed it, a lot of dual-income families. So the question becomes, if two incomes are supposed to create safety, why do so many dual-income households feel trapped? Section 3. The math nobody runs, but should. Let's do a simple example. Household A. One income, $80,000 per year. Monthly take-home around $5,000. Monthly expenses, $3,500. Monthly surplus, $1,500. Who's safer? Household A has 3 times more margin, despite earning $60,000 less. This is where it gets really interesting, because margin, not income, is what creates freedom. Margin gives you room to breathe, room to adapt, room to survive. Most dual-income households optimize for income, not margin, and that's a fatal mistake. Section 4. The hidden cost of the second income. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but more income still gives us more options. Not always, because the second income comes with hidden costs people love to ignore. Let's list a few. Childcare, commuting, work clothes, convenience spending, eating out, burnout recovery, less flexibility. Studies estimate that the net gain from a second income, after costs, can be shockingly small, especially for middle-income households. In some cases, the second income adds stress more than wealth. But the real danger isn't the money, it's the dependency. Section 5. Why two incomes increase risk, not reduce it. Here's the thing. When your lifestyle requires two incomes to survive, you're not diversified, you're leveraged. This is where the analogy matters. A business that needs 100% capacity at all times to stay alive is a fragile business. A household that needs two full incomes with no interruptions is the same thing. Illness, layoffs, burnout, childcare disruptions. Life happens. And when it does, households built on two incomes collapse faster than households built on margin. This isn't theoretical. This is exactly what happened during the 2008 financial crisis, the COVID layoffs, and recent tech sector cuts. Two incomes didn't protect people. Flexibility did. Section 6. The psychological behind the trap. Here's what most people don't realize. The two-income trap isn't financial, it's psychological. When both adults work full-time, time becomes scarce, energy becomes scarce, decision quality drops. So people substitute money for attention. Instead of cooking, delivery. Instead of planning, convenience. Instead of repair, replacement. This creates a feedback loop. More income, less time, more spending, less margin, more stress. And once that loop is established, escaping feels impossible. Section 7. Why this trap didn't exist 50 years ago. Here's a little historical context. Decades ago, housing was cheaper relative to income. Healthcare costs were lower. Childcare wasn't mandatory for survival. One income could support a family with margin. Today, though, housing, education, healthcare, and childcare have inflated faster than wages. So instead of fixing structural problems, society normalized just add another income, which works until it doesn't. And once both incomes are required, the household becomes brittle. Section 8. Objection, but we need two incomes. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but we need two incomes. We don't have a choice. And look, sometimes that's true. This video isn't about shame, it's about awareness and strategy. Because even if you need two incomes today, you should never build a lifestyle that requires them forever. That's the distinction. Temporary reliance is different from permanent dependency. Section 9. The difference between income and resilience. Here's a powerful reframing. Income equals fuel. Resilience equals structure. More fuel doesn't fix a weak structure. In fact, it often hides the cracks. Resilient households prioritize low fixed costs, high flexibility, and optionality. Fragile households prioritize maximum income, maximum lifestyle, minimum slack. Guess which one sleeps better at night? Section 10. Actionable step number 1. Build a one-income survival budget. This is huge. Every household should know, can my life survive on one income? Not theoretically, not emotionally, mathematically. Write it down. If you can't survive on one income, you're exposed, no matter how much you earn. Section 11. Actionable step number 2. Convert income into margin, not lifestyle. Raises are dangerous if you don't control them. Every income increase should go first to debt reduction, second to emergency savings, third to long-term investing. Lifestyle upgrades come last, if at all. This is how you break the cycle. Section 12. Actionable step number 3. Buy back optionality. Optionality is the real wealth. That might mean one partner reducing hours, remote work, flexible roles, location independence. Not because working is bad, but because freedom compounds. Section 13. The surprising upside of less income dependency. Here's the twist nobody expects. Households that reduce dependency on dual incomes often invest better, take smarter risks, experience less conflict, and feel more in control. Money stops being the center of life and starts being a tool again. Section 14. Story. The couple who did everything right. I once spoke with a couple earning over $180,000 combined. Great jobs, nice house, 2 cars. One layoff away, they were panic. No margin, high fixed costs, 0 flexibility. Compare that to another household earning $90,000, one income. They had savings, low expenses, time. Guess who recovered faster? Section 15. The real definition of wealth. Wealth isn't how much comes in. Wealth is how long can you survive if it stops. 2 incomes don't guarantee that. Margin does. Conclusion. Bring it home. So let's bring this full circle. 2 incomes aren't evil, but depending on them is dangerous. The goal isn't to maximize earnings. The goal is to minimize fragility. And once you understand that, your entire financial strategy changes. Final call to action. Motivation and direction. If this video helped you rethink money, hit the like button. It helps more than you think. Subscribe if you want more honest conversations about money and building a financial life that actually feels safe. And drop a comment below. Could your household survive on one income? Because awareness is the first step to freedom.